Hi guys, hope you're all doing well. Long time no see. I haven't been on social media much in the past few months, and I certainly have not been active on YouTube anytime recently. A lot of big changes have happened in my life, and I just wanted to share them with you guys. You know, I've been wanting to make this video for a while, but I kind of kept pushing it off, and now I feel like I'm ready. So let's jump into this. Many of you already know this, but approximately 3 months ago, my wife and I were blessed with a beautiful new baby girl. It looks like we're gonna have a new baby today. It's Erev Shabbos. We're just getting into the hospital. My hands are full, so I have the can in my mouth. You ready? Uh-oh. And we are so incredibly happy and thankful to have this little bundle of joy in our lives. She keeps my wife up a lot by night, and she keeps us quite busy by day, but we are super glad and happy to have her around as a new addition to our family. What many of you, or probably most of you, don't know is that we moved halfway across the world, and we now live in the state of Texas. Throughout the past few years, one of the questions I've been asked most often when I'm out and about meeting people is, where do you live, Shloime? And a lot of people had ideas about where I lived. Many people thought we lived in Brooklyn. Many people thought we lived in Pomona, which is near Muncie. And there are reasons for that. The Peter Santanello series that I filmed, which was wildly successful, was primarily filmed in Brooklyn. And many people thought that I lived in Brooklyn because that's where the series was filmed. We also did a very successful video about Shabbos, which was filmed in Pomona. And people think that because I was there with my family that Shabbos, that for some reason we lived in Pomona. But we didn't live in any of these places. We actually were living in Israel since my wife and I had gotten married. The land of Israel is a wonderful place, the eternal homeland of the Jewish people, and we loved living there. There were honestly so many people who became close friends, and there were some people who we really, really valued and were very fortunate to have spent so much time with them. Having said that, as our children grew older, it became more difficult for us to be so far away from our families, who primarily live in the United States and Canada. We wanted to visit our families more often, and we wanted our families to visit us more often, and this distance between us all really started bothering us. Additionally, in the past few years, since my career took off, I've been offered so many exciting opportunities in the United States and in North America, and I honestly had to decline most of them because we were living in Israel, and it was just not feasible to travel into the United States every other week for different functions and events that I was invited to speak at, or projects that I was asked to be a part of. And eventually we realized that living in Israel just didn't make sense for us anymore. Of course, we love the land of Israel, and we would love to go back to living there one day, but at that time, it just wasn't working for us anymore, and we needed to find a new place to go. It became clear to us a couple of years ago that we weren't going to be able to stay in Israel forever, and at some point we'd have to move back to the United States, but we were trying to push it off as long as possible, although we did make some trips to the United States to look around and see where we might want to settle once we moved back. So in late 2018, my wife and I went on vacation to Texas. It was just a vacation, but we had a really nice time. But we didn't really know anything about the Jewish community. However, a couple of months later, Ami magazine sent me on an assignment to Texas, and I ended up making friends with a couple members of the Jewish community who were really nice to me, and I really enjoyed their company. So I stayed in touch with them, and then a couple months later, I brought my family to Texas for a Shabbos to visit and to get to know the community, and we were blown away by the kindness and just how nice people were. I remember we were walking around in the grocery store looking for kosher food, and people kept coming over to us asking us if we were new in town or if we were just visiting. People were offering to help us with anything we need, and it was just a really, really warm feeling knowing that these people are looking out for you, and it made a big impression on us. During the height of the COVID pandemic, my wife and I got on a plane along with our children. We flew from Israel to the United States, and we did this massive road trip that took us 6 or 7 weeks. I don't remember exactly how long it was, but we visited more than 20 states in the United States, and we traveled almost 10,000 miles. And one of the goals of this trip was to visit as many Jewish communities as possible and to see which place might fit best for our family. We ended up in many different states along the way, and Texas was definitely one of them. We reconnected with old friends, and we kind of were almost sure that we wanted to move to Texas, but we still weren't 100% sure. So a little bit later in the winter of 2021, we actually flew to Texas with the whole family, and we got a house in the middle of the Jewish community, and we lived there for a couple of weeks to see what it would be like to actually live there and be a part of the community. And after that, we pretty much made up our minds that we were going to move to Texas. But we still loved Israel very much, and we tried to make that work as long as possible. However, approximately 6 months ago, we packed up our bags and we left Israel. This house is an absolute wreck, but we are moving, like we're leaving the country tomorrow, so don't judge us. Mayor?
Yeah.
What's going on? What are you doing?
So much messy.
So much messy in there?
Yeah.
All right. And there it goes. Hello. We spent a couple of weeks in New York and New Jersey visiting friends and family, and then we finally made the big move and settled in Texas. Hello, hello, from two overtired and unshowered men. What time is it? It's 3:40 a.m. We're leaving New Jersey now. We're headed to Texas. It's a 24-hour drive. Not a great time to leave. We're stuffed. I don't know if you can see, but the back of the car is full of stuff. And God willing, we make it fast. This is my boy Effie since 2015, 2016.
Since back in the day.
A long time. We've done some interesting trips together. Thailand, Oman, China, etc.
Let's go.
And now, yeah, let's go. Okay. Welcome home, baby! Did the Stramel make it okay? Yes, it did. This is the only Stramel in Texas. To the best of my knowledge, I am the only person in the entire state of Texas who wears a Stramel. And it's interesting because if you would have asked me as a child, or even as a young adult, or even 5 years ago, if I ever saw myself living in Texas, there was no chance I would have said yes. I didn't know anything about Texas, and I certainly didn't know anyone in Texas. And to me, the idea of living in Texas was just as foreign as living in China would be. But ultimately, God has his plans, and honestly, we're just here for the ride. So why did we choose to move to Texas? The Jewish community here is quite small compared to the much larger Jewish communities in New York and New Jersey and Florida and California, but we kind of like it that way. When you're living in a massive community, it's very easy to get either lost or distracted or both. And for us, we wanted to be in a tight-knit community that is very close and warm, and we really found that here in Texas. I'm not gonna believe this. There's a group of people here in Texas who build sukkahs for free. Look at this. Kol hakavod lachem, kol hakavod. Okay, and we just got a welcome basket. I don't know what's inside, but it's very nice. So it's right before Shabbos, our second Shabbos here. One of the neighbors came and dropped off these pastries. Thank you. And it's another shopping trip. And now I'm here to get my driver's license transferred to Texas. Look at this gorgeous new Texas flag challah cover that we ordered from Prestige Embroidery. I love it. Texas is also the largest state in the contiguous United States. There's a booming economy, the weather is very nice, housing is affordable, and people are really nice too. We have great airports, which is very important for the work and all the traveling that I do. But most importantly, there's a wonderful Jewish community here, and honestly, we so appreciate everyone here and how nice they've been to us, and we hope they appreciate us too. The reason I haven't spoken about this at all till now, publicly at least, is because when we came here, we decided that we were going to try it for a couple months and see how it works out. And I didn't want to announce anything before we knew that this is where we wanted to settle. But now that we've been here for almost 6 months, we're loving it. I'm ready to go public and tell the world that I guess I'm a Texan now. And we are really happy to be here. We've been having an amazing time. We love our neighbors and our friends and our new community. It's not exactly what I'm used to. It's not for everyone. I certainly never thought we'd live here, but this is where we find ourselves today. And just wanted to share that with you. I'm going to be more active on YouTube in the future. I'm going to be making lots of content from all over the world and from my new home state of Texas too. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being in my life. And if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. I will see you all soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. God bless you all.